Hi, today I'd like to demonstrate how to work Emily Ocker's circular cast-on. To do this, you'll need yarn, a crochet hook of a similar size to the knitting needles you'll be working with, and double-pointed needles or your preferred type of needle for working in the round in small circumferences. So let's get started. So you are going to want to make a loop with your working yarn. So I cross my tail over top of my working yarn, making a loop here. And I want to leave a little more than I've left here, probably about 6 inches of tail here, so that I have something to weave in at the end. Now I'm going to hold on to this cross because it'll be easy to let this loop get loose. And I'm going to use my crochet hook. I'm going to go into the middle of the circle and pull a loop through that circle I just made, and then I'm going to pull another loop through that one. Now your first stitch is going to look a little wonky. Don't worry, it'll get smoother as you get a few more on the hook. Now we're going to go under into that first main circle again and pull a loop through and crochet a chain through that. We now have 2 stitches on the crochet hook. Again, we're going to pull a loop through that main circle and pull a second loop through there. Now I'm noticing that my tail is getting short and my loop is getting a bit bigger, so I'm just going to pull on that tail a little bit so that my my tail doesn't come out and I don't lose these stitches. Then I'm going to continue working, pull a loop through that main circle and chain into that loop. Now you're going to just repeat exactly what we've been doing until you have the desired number of stitches. I'm hoping to have 8 to start my project, so I'll do 4 more. So into the main loop, pull a loop through, and pull through that. Into the main circle, pull a loop through, and chain into it. Into the main circle, pull a loop through, and oops, a little too tight, chain into it. 4, 6, 8. Perfect. I now have 8 stitches. So again, I have quite a loose loop here. I am going to tighten it up just a little bit so that I don't have a ton of extra floppy yarn hanging around. So now I need to transfer my work from my crochet hook onto my knitting needles. I'm going to be working with double pointed needles, but you can do this with double points or with 1 long circular or 2 short circulars, whether you're doing magic loop or 2 circulars, whatever your preferred method for working in small circumferences. So I'm just going to slide my stitches off my crochet hook onto my knitting needle. I'm going to start by putting them all onto 1 needle just to make it a bit easier, so I'm not dealing with the hook. And you can see I've twisted my hook so that the hook is down to try and limit it snagging as I'm transferring the stitches off. Oops. Okay, so I now have my stitches on 1 double point, and then I can transfer them to my other double points. All right, So I now have my work on 3 double points, and I can begin working in the round, obviously as normal. Be careful not to work with your tail, knit with your working yarn. And once you've knit a few rounds, then you can take this tail and give it a tug and pull this closed. You'll have a nice, neat, closed beginning to your project for working in the round. And this is great for making top-down hats or a circular shawl or throw. And the only reason I wait a few rows to tug it down is if I continue knitting now, having closed this up, it'll just open up a little bit again. But if it does that, that's fine. You can give it another tug and it'll close up again. I hope this is helpful and you enjoy using this cast on, and it opens up some doors to new kinds of projects for you to knit. Thank you for watching.